Chapter 228 Circus Baby's Origin Story. Circus Baby blinked open her eyes, which were as blue as oceans. "Ah, there we go," a deep male voice said. "Now, how do you feel?" Circus Baby looked around, then looked down. There was a man in front of her, with light brown hair and a 5 o'clock shadow. "Hello?" Circus Baby tried to speak. "Hello, I'm Henry Emily. I know you must be confused, but don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you," Henry said. Okay." Circus Baby looked around and saw another animatronic looking on anxiously. "Hello?" Circus Baby said. "Hello, dear." The animatronic waved shyly, smiling softly. She had a light British accent. "Do you think she's ready, Henry?" the animatronic asked. "She seems ready." Henry nods back at the animatronic. "Hello, Circus Baby. Well, I used to be known as Scrap Baby, but you can call me, Circus Mama. I was the first model of you, but now you have your own model. Your job is to perform for the kids and entertain them." "How?" Circus Baby asked. "You have the ability to make balloons and ice cream." Circus Mama stopped and glanced at Henry. "It's perfectly safe, Mama," Henry said gently. Circus Mama nods. "You have the ability to sing such beautiful songs," Circus Mama said. She stepped forward and gently put her hands on Circus Baby's shoulders. "But most of all, you have the ability to be free," Circus Mama whispered. "Be free?" Circus Baby asked. "A new generation has come, and it's time for the world to heal from the tragedies of the past," Henry said. "My own daughter was caught up in the crossfire, but my daughter, like you, are finally free at last." "Free to be you, my precious daughter," Circus Mama said. "But I don't know how to be me." Circus Baby stared down at her sleek white fingers, then looked up into Circus Mama's green eyes. "You'll know, just trust me," Circus Mama whispered. "Now, I must be off for a meeting with a certain boy," Henry said. "Mama, teach Circus Baby how to perform her duties and see her off to Circus Baby's pizza palace." "Of course, Henry. Be safe." Circus Mama nods to Henry. "You two be safe too." Henry nods to Mama and Baby. Circus Mama turned back to Circus Baby. "Now, let me show you how to perform for a crowd," Circus Mama said. Many years later, Circus Baby sat in her room at the Fazbear residence, thinking about what Monty and Solar had said. "My creator is alive," Circus Baby murmured. "William Afton is alive." Circus Baby sighed and shook her head. "I must tell Circus Mama." "Who's Circus Mama?" Gregory asked, coming into the room. "Oh, hi, Gregory." Circus Baby looked up. "How are you?" "Fine, but bored. Cassie's mom says she has school, so she can't play right now. I don't know why she has school when it's summer." Gregory sighed and sat down on Circus Baby's bed. "So who's Circus Mama?" "My mother," Circus Baby said. "I thought you didn't grow up like Dad," Gregory said, tilting his head. "I didn't, but I was created to replace the original Circus Baby. She now goes by Circus Mama. I don't see her often, but she was the one who taught me how to work at my pizza palace. My schematics were taken directly from Circus Baby's repairs and rentals, and they rebuilt Circus Baby's pizza palace." "Are you thinking about William?" Gregory asked gently. "How did you know that?" Circus Baby asked. "It helps when you're a kid who can sneak through rooms without being seen. I learned it in my street rat days." Gregory grinned, then frowned. "So he's alive, and he's under the pizzaplex. What are you going to do about it?" "You're not doing anything. Let me and the other adults handle it, okay?" Circus Baby said. "Oh, come on, I'm practically an adult." Gregory crossed his arms. "You're 13, Gregory. That's barely a teenager," Circus Baby said. "Oh, come on, it'll be fun," Gregory grinned. "It's not something to play around about. William Afton, a massive serial killer, is alive, under the pizzaplex, and I have to figure out how to stop him," Circus Baby said. Gregory flinched back, and Circus Baby sighed. "I just want you to stay safe, Gregory." Circus Baby patted Gregory's hair. I know, I'm a kid, but I've survived serial killers before, you know," Gregory said. "That's not a good thing, Gregory," Circus Baby sighed. "Well, duh, but I have, and I did all right if I do say so myself." Gregory puffed out his chest. "I just want you to stay out of it, okay? Circus Baby said gently. Greggy sighed. Fine, I'll stay out of it. Greggy suddenly smiled. There's a tub of ice cream with our name on it in the freezer, Greggy said, nudging Circus Baby on the shoulder. Circus Baby smiled. You know exactly how to cheer me up. Circus Baby sighed. Let's go devour its frosted flesh, Greggy said, grinning manically. You've been watching too many horror movies. Circus Baby shook her head, but followed Gregory to the freezer. Chapter 229. Cyrus's Guilt. Cyrus sat in his room, his eyes downcast, and he looked at the scarf he held in his hands. He brushed his thumb over it. Cyrus? Chi-Chi's voice came from the stairwell. You haven't come downstairs all day. Chi-Chi? Cyrus's voice murmured, barely loud enough for Chi-Chi to hear. You know what today is? Chi-Chi nods and sighs. It's the anniversary of the July 16th victims' deaths. Chi-Chi sighed and looked down at the plush he'd been carrying around all day. Chi-Chi walked over and put Sporkle in Cyrus's hands. I know you still blame yourself, Cyrus, Chi-Chi murmurs. I heard you crying last night. Cyrus sighed and nods. Nexus had to ask what's wrong, and I told him, Cyrus said softly. Do you want to come downstairs? Chi-Chi asked. Cyrus shook his head. I can't face Son, Cyrus sighed. He's grieving as much as you are, Cy. He's grieving as much as you are, Cy. Eclipse's voice came from the doorway. Cyrus looked up at Eclipse. Is he okay? Cyrus asked. He's been downcast all day. He needs his brother to grieve with him, Eclipse said gently. Moon isn't here, Cyrus sighed. No, but you are, Eclipse said. Cyrus sighs and nods, following Eclipse and Chi-Chi downstairs. He stopped when he saw Sun on the couch, wrapped in Eclipse's weighted blanket. Earth looked up from the couch and then back down at Sun. Nexus was by his older brother, gently rubbing his back. Cyrus could hear Sun's tight, soft sobs from here. Sonny? Cyrus said. Sonny looked up, from his eyes dark and oil stained out in his cheeks. Stained on his cheeks. A sigh. Sun sniffled, wiping his tears away. I'm sorry, Cyrus started. It's okay. You know I never blamed you, Sun said. I know, it's just... Cyrus sighed and walked over to the couch. I just can't forgive myself. If I hadn't built Harvest, none of those kids would be... Cyrus stopped himself and glanced at Star and Violet. Sun opened his arms. Cyrus wrapped his arm around Sun, and Sun covered him with the weighted blanket as he hugged Cyrus. Cyrus started to cry, tears rolling down his cheeks. I'm sorry, Cyrus said through hiccups and sobs. I'm so sorry. Shh. Sun gently rubbed Cyrus's back and hugged him tightly to his chest. Let's just grieve together, Sun murmured. Okay, Cyrus sighed and buried his head in Sun's shoulder. Chapter 230. Gregory and Cassie meets Beam. Gregory was showing Cassie the arcade, and this is where DJ Music Man has his DJ shows. He likes to play in here because he's too big to fit in the rest of the Pizzaplex, but they made sure to build him a room in the back storage area, Gregory explained. I see, Cassie nods, looking around. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Me and Chi-Chi, Star, Violet, and Gravel sometimes see him when he's active. We come here, but I don't think he's active right now. It's okay. Maybe we'll see him later, Cassie said. Yeah, anyway, there's also karaoke booths over here. Gregory led Cassie over to the karaoke booths. Gregory heard someone singing inside. Hello? Gregory asked. Who is that? Cassie asked. I don't know. I don't think anyone's supposed to be in here right now. Gregory's son looked confused. Hello? The singing stops. Hello? The voice asked. It was a soft British accent. Hello, Cassie smiled. Hi. The person came out. The kids yelped in surprise. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. It was an animatronic. It kind of looked like Sun, but with Moon's old nightcap on. Hi. Who are you? Gregory asked. Oh, I'm Beam. Sorry if I scared you with my appearance. I'm afraid I'm a little ragged right now. Beam looked away, rubbing what was left of his arm. No, it's okay. Do Sun and Eclipse know you're here? Gregory asked. Yes, they said I could explore around a bit while they're getting ready to fix me. Beam nods and smiles shyly. Oh, Gregory nods. They're busy upgrading the glam rocks right now, Cassie said. Oh, I see. Well, it's nice to meet you, children, Beam said, smiling. I'm Cassie, and this is Gregory, Cassie said. Hi, Gregory waved. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Gregory. Beam waved, smiling gently. Where did you come from? Are you from another dimension? Gregory asked. Oh, yes, but my dimension is, very inhospitable. Beam nods and smiles softly. Do you children want to play a game? Oh, okay. What game? Cassie asked. We are by karaoke booths, so maybe a bit of karaoke? Beam suggests. Oh, okay, yeah, Cassie nods. Wonderful. Would you like to start, or shall I? Beam asked, smiling more confidently now. How about we hear you sing? Gregory said. He was a little bit creeped out by this animatronic. Of course, of course. Well, I was just singing a song from my favorite musical. Would you like to join? Beam asked. Sure, Cassie nods. Okay, Gregory nods too. The bad guy senses were firing at high alert. He knew too well of this nice guy act. Wonderful. Beam led the kids into the karaoke room and grabbed the microphone. Once more he cleared his throat. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Ocean rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. When push comes to shove, I will send an armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Gregory shuddered. If this was Beam's favorite song, what was he planning? You have a beautiful singing voice, Beam, Cassie said. Why, thank you, child. Beam handed Cassie the microphone. Your turn. Pick a song, any song. Oh, I know. Cassie quickly typed in the song. Ah, I'm afraid I don't know this one. Beam smiled as the beat started up. It's okay. Sing. I'll sing and you try to follow along, okay? Cassie smiled. Well, okay then. Beam nods. The lyrics started up. Don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. Cassie started. I say you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. Beam sang hesitantly. Yeah, you got it. Cassie nods. This woman on my destiny. She said, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Beam sang. Grady snuck behind the karaoke booth and called Eclipse. Hello? Eclipse's voice answered. Hey, you know Beam, the animatronic from the different dimension, is in one of the karaoke booths with me and Cassie. He's creepy. I don't trust him. Gregory glanced back toward the booth where he could hear Cassie and Beam singing. Beam? Eclipse asked. Yeah, he said you and Son said you could roam around until you fix him, Gregory said. Is he allowed to roam? He is allowed to roam around. But why is he in the arcade? Eclipse asked. I don't know, but the first song he picked was that King one from Hamilton about the king wanting to kill everybody. I'm really creeped out, Gregory said. Gregory, that's probably just his favorite song, but you can't deny it's catchy, Clip said. But you're right. I'll investigate. Just stay there. I'll be over in a minute. Okay, thank you, Gregory sighed in relief. Gregory! Cassie's voice called. Gotta go, Gregory said and hung up the call. Cassie and Beam rounded the corner. Where'd you go? Cassie asked. Sorry, just had to use the bathroom, Gregory said. Beam smiled, his teeth showing in a gap at the part of his mouth that exposed his endoskeleton. Did you hear Beam? He was amazing in there, Cassie said. Thank you, dear. You were quite something yourself. Beam smiled at Cassie. The heavy tread of mechanical paws sounded through the arcade, and Eclipse suddenly appeared. Ah, Eclipse, dear. What do I owe the pleasure? Beam smiled at Eclipse, bowing politely. Save the theatrics, Beam. I'm just here to inform you we're ready to repair you, Eclipse said, glancing at Gregory. Ah, wonderful. Well, I'll be off, Cassie. It was wonderful to sing with you, dear. Beam smiled. Nice to sing with you, too. Cassie smiled. Gregory stepped closer to Cassie, glaring at Beam. Beam seemed not to notice. Gregory, you really got to sing with us next time, Beam said, smiling that weird, creepy smile. Sure, why not? Gregory shrugged. Goodbye, children. Beam waved merrily and followed Eclipse to parts and services. Solar and Eclipse got Beam hooked up to the chair. Now let's see about your diagnostics, Eclipse said. The repair cylinder scanned Beam from its nightcap to paws. Diagnostic, detecting a virus, a small computer voice said. Well, that's odd, Beam said. Solar looked at the screen. Beam, you told Sun and Nexus you didn't have the virus. Was this a lie? Eclipse asked. No, of course not, Beam said, looking worried. I must just be carrying it, like how rats carried the plague. We'll try to erase it from your systems, Eclipse said. Now, let's have a look at those plates. Eclipse opened the repair cylinder and scanned ruin from the damage. We need an immediate order of faceplates and Sun and Moon casing, Eclipse said. Eclipse took hold of Beam's face in his hands and turned to look at his headboard. The headboard might need some new wiring. There's definitely some rust, Eclipse said. Beam swallowed hard. I'm sorry if this is uncomfortable for you, but I need access to the damage, Eclipse said. No, it's just you're a bit close is all, Beam said. He blushed a goldish color. Eclipse realized what he meant and backed up. Sorry, Eclipse said, blushing a faint red color. It's okay. Eclipse cleared his throat and backed up out of the repair cylinder. Damage is quite a lot. We need to turn him off for repairs, Eclipse said. Turn me off? Beam asked, startled. Yeah, it's just a quick sleep mode. You won't feel a thing. Solar nods. Oh, right. Of course. Beam nods. The wiring is pretty frayed. Casing is damaged. Headplate needs major repairs. Eclipse was listing off things. Solar was writing them into the diagnostics form. Left eye needs to be replaced. It doesn't seem to be functional, Eclipse said. Got it. Solar nods, writing it all down. I think that's all for the most part. Eclipse leans against the counter. Got it. Ready to get to it then? Solar asked. Yep, Eclipse nods. Beam, can you turn off? We'll turn you back on when you're done, Eclipse said. Right. Beam nods and clicks off. He's officially in sleep mode, Eclipse reported. Solar nods. Chapter 232. A pet for Felix. Foxy was scavenging in the old parts and services bins in the backstage, looking for any spare gears. He was working on something and needed spare parts. Foxy, you look like a raccoon scavenging for trash, Monty laughed. Oh, hush. Some of this stuff could actually be quite useful, you know. Foxy picked up an old spring and added it to the pile. What are you working on that needs that much stuff? Monty asked. I'm looking for things to make Felix a little gift for his first month alive, Foxy said. Suddenly his hook scraped against something hard. Hey, something's down here. Wait. Foxy leaned over the bin and grabbed the large lump of metal. Foxy, you're gonna... Monty started. Too late. With a yelp, Foxy landed in the pile of metal scraps. He popped his head out. A gear spun on his head and stopped. Monty barked a laugh. Foxy held up his prize triumphantly. Look what I found! Foxy climbed out of the bin and shook the spare metal scraps off his fur. A lump of metal? Monty asked. Oh, look! Foxy held it up. In his paws, he held the faint shape of a curled-up animal. Did you find a rat? Monty looked amused. No, it's an old animatronic. Foxy looked at the tiny thing, examining his prize. It looks like a smallish endoskeleton to me, Monty said. Yeah, but it's like a small creature, instead of you or me sized. I wonder if it was supposed to be a sidekick. Let me see that, Monty said, holding out a claw. Foxy handed it to him, Monty. Monty held the tiny endoskeleton. I think it's supposed to be a bird of some sort. Monty opened his tiny wing joints and examined. Or a bat? Not sure. Perfect. A little pet for Felix, Foxy said. A pet? This thing is hardly a pet. It's little more than a hunk of old metal, Monty said, handing the endoskeleton back to Foxy. We can work with this, Foxy said, gently cradling the endoskeleton. Foxy leapt out of the bin and raced over to the bench. He put on a spare pair of goggles and got to work. Monty watched, amused but fascinated, as Foxy gently cleaned the little endoskeleton and fixed up its machinery. Hey, you're not bad at mechanics, Monty said. Foxy gives him a simple nod, looking at his work. Perfect, Foxy nods. A perfect first mate to my little captain pirate crew. Aren't you going to give it a casing? Monty asked. I will, but Felix and me will design a body for it. I want my little pup to design his own first mate. Foxy nods, carefully wrapping the delicate little bird. He'll certainly get a head start in character design, Monty chuckled. But for right now, I've got to get back to work, and you have to pick up your pup, Monty said. Right. Foxy wagged his tail as he headed out of parts and services to the daycare. Foxy walked into the daycare to see the very pirate pup he was looking for, sitting up and playing with Sun, who was playing a simple game of catch with the pup. Good job, Felix. You're getting very good at catching, Sun said. Woof, Felix said, wagging his tail and wrapping his tiny paws around the ball. Felix, look what I've got, matey, Foxy said, coming over to his little boy. Felix twitched his ears and turned to look at his father. Poof? Felix inquired. Foxy held out the cloth wrapping and carefully unwrapped it. Felix sniffed it and barked happily, wagging his tail. Do you know what it is? Foxy asked softly. Poof! Felix barked. That's right. It's a little pal for you. When you're gonna design it together, and by the time you're ready to walk, we should have it done, Foxy said gently to Felix. Poof! Felix barked. It can be whatever you want. It can be a parrot, or a bat, or whatever your little heart can dream of. You can even have a dragon, Foxy said gently. Felix gently put a paw on the little window skeleton. Poof? Felix asked. That's right. It can be anything you want, Foxy said. Felix licked it and wagged his tail. Chapter 231. Roxanne turns into a kid? Gregory, I told you to get ready for bed 20 minutes ago. Time to get off the game, Roxanne said, hands on her hips. Aw, Roxanne, come on, 5 more minutes, Gregory said. I gave you 20 more. Now come on, up to bed. Gravel's in bed and you should be too, Roxanne said. Gregory sighed and turned off his game. But Gravel's a baby. I'm almost a teenager, Gregory said. Gregory, bedtime means bedtime, Roxanne said. Aw, why do I have to go to bed early? Gregory crossed his arms. Because you have to go to the daycare in the morning and watch Frankie and Sugar, Roxanne said. Okay, Gregory sighed and climbed into bed. Sometimes I wish I was the grown-up, so I could do whatever I want. Yeah, that'll be the day when I'm grown up. Gregory yawned and got settled into bed. He closed his eyes and fell asleep. Something was poking him. Gravel, go away, I'm sleeping, Gregory grunted. I'm hungry, a small voice said. Gregory, I'm hungry. Go get Roxanne to make you breakfast. Gregory opened his eyes. He saw a small gray wolf animatronic poking at his cheek. Gregory yelped and sat bolt upright. Gregory, I'm hungry. What's for breakfast? The tiny wolf animatronic said. What the? Roxanne? Gregory looked down at Roxanne. Oh, stop joking around. I'm hungry, Roxanne said. Okay. Gregory stood up. Gravel, is this some joke? I know you're pranking me. I'm not pranking you, dude. What are you talking about? A tall figure stepped out from the bathroom. Gravel? Gregory asked. Then he realized his voice was much deeper. What the heck happened? I don't know, but we have to get to the daycare to drop Roxanne off for Chi-Chi and Star to watch, Gravel said. Yeah, okay, Gregory nods. He goes to get ready in the bathroom. He hears tiny paws clawing at the door. Gregory, Roxanne called. Hold on, Roxanne, I'm taking a shower, Gregory said. I'll feed her, Gravel said. Thanks, Gravel. Gregory got finished getting ready while Gravel fed Roxanne some berries. These are good, Roxanne munched on the berries. Gregory got out of the shower and sighed, rubbing his neck. How did this happen? Gregory asked, crouching down to Roxanne. Gregory! Roxanne barked happily, wagging her tail and patting her sticky paws on Gregory's face. Hey, you're getting juice all over me. Gregory smiled. Can I bring my plushies? Roxanne asked. Okay, but only one, Gregory said. No, 2, Roxanne said. Fine, 2, Gregory sighed. Roxanne raced to get her plushies and ran back over to Gregory and hugged him on the leg. Gregory smiled gently and patted Roxanne's furry head. Gravel and Gregory got into the car. Where's Grandma? Gregory asked. Probably out with Grandpa Cliff, Gravel said. At least they're normal, Gregory sighed. He got in the car. Aren't you driving? Gravel asked. Drive? I don't know how to drive, Gregory said. Fine, I'll drive, but you're driving us home. Gravel hopped in the driver's seat and started the engine. Roxanne buckled herself in and patted her paws on her legs, looking out the window. Greggy smiled at Roxanne in the rearview mirror. This is a strange day, but at least he got to spend it with his favorite people. They got to the Pizzaplex. Or it looked like the Pizzaplex. But instead of Roxanne, Glamrock Freddy, Glamrock Chica, and Monty, there was... Are those supposed to be Felix, Frankie, Sugar, and Francine? Greggy asked, pointing to the billboard. Yeah? Why? Grabble asked. Nothing. Just, curious, Greggy said. We see that every day at work. Why are you so interested in it now? Grabble asked. I don't know. Just never really saw it, you know? Greggy said. Okay, whatever. Come on, Roxanne. The special kid should be waiting inside with the glam babies, Grabble said. Well, at least that's normal, Greggy said. Although it would be weird to see Chi-Chi being this tall. He could probably pick her up easily. Weird to see Chi-Chi being this tall. He could probably pick her up easily if he was this height and she was still small. They went over to the daycare. Greggy tilted his head at the sign. That's supposed to be Sun and Moon, or Nexus, Greggy pointed out the Superstar Daycare sign. Instead of Sun and Moon, it showed what looked like Chi-Chi and Star as grown-ups with Violet in the background. Now you're just being silly. Sun and Moon are way too young to run the daycare, Grabble said. Young? Gregory looked at Grabble as if he was telling a bad joke. Come on, maybe you're not awake. You need your morning coffee, Grabble said. I don't drink coffee, Gregory muttered. They walked inside. Instead of the usual sight of Sun and Nexus at the front desk with Earth and the kids playing on the rubber mat, it was replaced with Star and Chi-Chi at the front desk, with Violet playing with an assortment of colorful kiddos. Gregory, Chi-Chi said, smiling softly. You look like you haven't slept a wink, Chi-Chi said, coming over. You know, kids and stuff. Gregory was just staring at Chi-Chi with slack jaw. Yeah, I get it. I have the twins thinking they're grown-ups over there and refusing bedtime. Chi-Chi chuckled, staring at Sun and Moon, who were drawing in the corner, looking more like teenagers than the full-grown adults they usually are. Roxanne, go play with friends, Grabble said gently. Okay. Roxanne scurried off to play with the tiny Glamrock Freddy and Monty Gator by the jungle gyms. So how has Roxanne been eating? I know she's had a lot of sensory issues with food lately, Violet asked, coming over holding a tiny Nexus, who stared up at Gregory with tiny purple eyes. Gregory stared around and noticed all the adults who were usually adult size were there as tiny kids or teenagers. Sun and Moon were probably around the age of Roxanne and Glamrock Freddy, who looked around 14 to 15. Monty was bigger than them, but he was younger, usually, so probably 12 or 13. Next up was Clips. The Clipses. They looked a little younger than Sun and Moon. Soul was currently playing with a kid's toy repair kit. This guy looks like he has major damages, Sola said. Eclipse nods gravely. He needs repairs. Cyrus was by Earth and Lunar, who were all playing chef. They looked to be around 8 or 9. Nexus was a tiny kid, maybe 5 or 6. Even Beam was there, looking not so broken. He looked around the same age as the Eclipses. He was quietly playing with puppets. Earth to Gregory, Grabble said, snapping his fingers in front of Gregory's face. Huh? What? Gregory looked up. You okay, dude? You've been acting spacey, Grabble said. Yeah, just tired, Gregory nods. Well, we better get to the main stage. Cassie will be waiting for us, Grabble said. Okay, Gregory nods. Roxanne ran back over to Gregory and hugged him. Bye, Gregory. Have fun at work, Roxanne said, hugging Gregory tightly. Thanks, Roxanne. You have fun with your friends. Gregory smiled, ruffling Roxanne's headfur. Okay, bye. Love you, Roxanne said. Love you too, kid. Gregory smiled at Roxanne. Gregory! A voice cut into his voice. Okay, Grabble, I'm coming, Gregory mumbled. Gregory, it's time to get up, a soft voice said. Roxanne? Gregory yawned and blinked open his eyes and saw Roxanne in her normal size. Hey, sleepyhead, time to get up, Roxanne said, smiling gently at Gregory. Wow, Roxanne, you'll never believe the dream I had, Gregory said, sitting up. You can tell me all about it in the car. Come on, Gigi, Star, and Violet will be expecting you. Roxanne smiled, petting Gregory's hair. Gregory sighed. It was fun playing grown-up, but he was ready to be back in his normal age now and let the grown-ups care for him.